I've come yet again to make a tier list. I have like 30 hours in the game. I've been top 200 for 1v1 in the game Divine Knockout, my favorite game. My last tier list was really bad, so it's time to reconcile that and make an actually good one using my brain this time. We're gonna do 1v1 and then I'll do a 2v2 tier list in the next video. Anyway, let's just hop right into it. But first off, 𝗲𝗲𝗪𝗁. She is S tier 100%, at least in 1v1. 2v2 it's a little different. Why is 𝗲𝗲𝗪𝗁 S tier in 1v1 currently? Well, she's disgusting. Roll your face on the keyboard and still win. Nah, but seriously, she has fantastic normals. Like her buttons just beat other people's buttons for no reason. She gets her ult extremely early, which kills extremely early. She has so many avenues to kill people early. She's extremely mobile. She just does a shit ton of damage for no reason. Her aerials are way too good for how much damage she does on the ground. By the way, I'm eating a mint. There are ways to play around her, obviously, but I don't think there's a single character here who doesn't have like weaknesses. Her uppercut can confirm them into such early kills. If you uppercut someone near the ledge, they're probably dead if they don't have like a dodge or their movement ability. Honestly, probably just the movement ability, because the dodge you can read. The movement ability at least gives them like super armor when they use it. 𝗲𝗪𝗁, if you want to rank up in 1v1, probably your go-to character. You're probably gonna want to learn the mirror matchup though, because she is literally every single match. That or another S tier character we'll get to. Actually, he might be A tier now, but well, never mind. Next guy. Athena. In 1v1, I think Athena is a solid B tier. Now, she's extremely difficult to learn. Not extremely, but you know what I mean, relative to the game. She has a lot of perks though. Her projectile comes out very fast and is really good for edge guarding. You can just snipe people with this thing. Her parry, it will always be good in a 1v1 scenario because it's a parry that deals 20% that has decent knockback. You can parry ultimates. You can parry 𝗲𝗪𝗁 ult with it. At least I'm pretty sure I've done it, I think. She's really tanky, especially if you have the right perks on. Her ult is just solid, honestly. I think you get it a little. Actually, you get it pretty decently quick if you parry, because you can get your ult cooldown with parry. What am I saying? Her normals are kind of crap, not gonna lie, although I'm pretty sure her light attacks do, like, they have a decent reach, and her heavies do hit like a truck, but they're hard to hit. She has decent aerials. She has a really good dunk. She does have a spike. Honestly, that's a very good point to make, though. She does very solid character. If you want to learn Athena, you could probably screw up a lot of people because most people don't know how to play against her properly either. Hercules, I think is still A tier, not A tier, S tier. He hits like a truck. He has really good buttons. His aerials are fantastic. I know last tier list I said they weren't, but I'm just stupid, man. I wasn't paying attention, I guess. He can get really early kills. He's probably better in 2v2, but honestly, I still think he's S tier just for the pure fact that even if he's at 100, he can kill you at like 40. If he gets you off stage and you don't dodge, like if he has his movement ability and you're off stage kind of high up, he can just jump up there and just like go right to you and use his aerials and kill you at like 20%. It's actually crazy. You don't want to be off stage versus anybody, but Hercules especially. He will destroy you with that heavy aerial. That thing hits, oh my god. And his ult is really good for area control. I know obviously it's 1v1, so you're just trying to kill somebody, but it's really hard to get away from him on some maps when he's in that ult. Because if you get trapped in the combo with no dodge, you're pretty much fucked. And he does it twice. So you have to like run off stage and hope that you can stay off stage long enough for him to, you know, you basically need your movement ability up. Izanami, I think, is A tier for 1v1. Why? Well, she's annoying as shit. She has stealth, which is really good because you pretty much get a first hit. Like you can force a dodge out of her, out of other people. You can, you know, start a combo going. She has decent aerials too. I actually, what am I saying? I'm just spitting out nonsense now. She has a good dunk. She has a dunk, all right? And she can confirm that dunk using her little spinning blade thingy. She does a crap ton of damage, and her ult's really good for edge guarding, obviously. I mean, most ults are. But her ult is pretty decent in 1v1 because it'll control an area, and you can, like, you basically get two uses out of it. The one where it's actually flying out, and then again, when you manually explode it, by the way, and then it turns into a big area that you can just cover one area and then guard the other one. Her charge is really good to just stick on people. Like, if you're pressuring somebody and they're panicking and they start dodging randomly just to try and dodge attacks that you're throwing at them, then you charge at them. What are they gonna do? They can't do shit. Like, she's just really, really aggressive. And if you want to climb in 1v1 especially, She's good for just picking off people who really like are just like above average, not like super good at the game. A lot of her stuff is kind of slow though, so versus really good players, you might want to try like 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗀 instead. Although the stealth does make her like it gives her a little bit of an edge just because she can make the first move, which is really important in this game. King Arthur, I think he's a solid B tier. King Arthur, a little bit slow, but he's got solid aerials. He's just like the best, like the jack of all trades guy with a little quirk that he has a stun and a movement speed buff. So you can outmaneuver, outspace people. His projectile is kind of weird. If you hit it, you're slowing them obviously, which is good. But it's a really slow projectile that is really, really easy to avoid. And it's only really good using for like edge guarding or like, you know, they're going to stand in one place. Like if they're, for example, I guess Hercules is about to throw a boulder, you throw the little slash out and then dodge the boulder. And then he gets hit by the slow and now he's slowed and he can go in for a kill or something. His ult's solid because you get the one use out of it, which sends people flying. So like if they're on top of you, you can just get off me and that might even kill them if they're at a high percent. And then you have really good normals for the next like 10 seconds. His sword hits like a truck when that ult's on. Even more than it already did. It kind of already did. His heavy attacks are really powerful already and have some decent reach. But with the ult on, with Excalibur fully activated, that's crazy. And that's solid. See, a thing you want to like you'll notice with a lot of the better characters in this game, I know he's only B tier, but that's because his ult is the reason this happens, is most characters that are good have more buttons, just period. For example, Susanoo is probably going to get gutted in the next patch because he has an ability that gives him 3 abilities and they're light attacks. It's not really about hitting them as hard as you can, although that is very good. It's about keeping the pressure up and making sure the opponent can't do anything. Because they get frustrated, you rack up damage, and they run out of resources just trying to run away from you instead of actually hitting you. Susanoo has 3, you know, I'll get to him later, but yeah, like King Arthur, his ult is literally 2 different ways it gives you 2 avenues for victory and defense. Soul, I think Soul is a C tier in 1v1. I don't think she's really good at all. Honestly, I might put her in the kind of dog shit, because like no, she's like a 2v2 character. I'm gonna put her in kind of dog shit for 1v1. I've tried playing Soul in 1v1. It's tough, and I've never seen one do well in 1v1 when I verse them, and I've played a lot of 1v1, especially for videos and like for doing research for this. Her normals are okay. Her aerial combatants, if you want to call it that, is really good. Like her aerials are fine, I guess. It's just like her ability, the explosion ability, it's like, it's really easy to avoid. And if you activate it in neutral, you're pretty much just begging to get hit. Her escape's kind of okay. Like it's a double-edged sword because obviously you're immune to knockback. So you can use it and then cancel out of it and then start fighting them. But then also, it doesn't really go up. So your vertical recovery is kind of dog shit, which is very strange for someone who's literally like supposed to be the sun. Her ult is like, meh, it's only really good for edge guarding, and every ult's good for edge guarding. And it's like not even the best one for edge guarding. Because the actual ball coming down is also a projectile, so you could literally throw it off stage and it'll just cover the whole thing. But that's like an extremely niche scenario. You don't want your ult to just be used for that. And if you're getting hit by Soul ult in neutral, what's wrong with you, man? Her heavies hit hard, but they're like weirdly, you know, just like in a straight line. Like they're really easy to avoid, basically, is what I'm saying. Susanoo, I still think he's S tier. With the nerfs, I think he's a little bit smaller down on the S tier, probably still better than Hercules. But just again, they're gonna have to like change something because he basically has 3 extra light attacks that give him a lot of room. Like he can dash toward the opponent while using them, right? Which also lets him combo into more light attacks and then using the ability again and also catching up with the person so they can't even like run away. But not only are they like basically light attack abilities, but they still have ability prio, which basically means they beat everything. And the last one puts them in the air, so then you can combo them in the air with his amazing aerials. He doesn't have a dunk, at least I don't think so. I've never seen the heavy aerial spike. But it launches you, and then when you're off stage versus Susanoo, good luck coming back, man. His recovery's fantastic. I mean, it's just a standard go up and then come down. His tornado's a fantastic projectile because it's a combo, like it gives you a free combo. His ult is meh, but it's still better than Soul's because, I mean, the character using it is better. And I've seen it kill more often because it kind of puts them in the middle of the air and then he hits them, whereas Soul's ult just kind of is just like they're on the ground. It's a lot easier to like be saved by random objects versus Soul ult than Susanoo. What am I saying? Oh god, I'm losing my mind. Thanatos I think is A tier, honestly. Honestly, I think he's better than Izanami. I know some people are gonna be like, what? Because a lot of Thanatos' moves are kind of slow, but his spacing is crazy. If you don't win, it's gonna be really boring for the other person. They're gonna be pulling their hair out versus you. But Thanatos is really good for like tryharding, I guess. What am I saying? I'm just talking on my ass again. His spacing is nuts. His mobility is insane because you can move while using his little fly thingy. It's really weird. His circle move that sucks them in is a good combo starter, and it cancels out a lot of other abilities. So like you see someone using their ability, then you pull that out, and then like you can start a combo. His aerials are fine, although if you miss your heavy aerial, you're probably dead. Like if you're throwing that out in neutral, the second one, the heavy one, not the light one, you're probably gonna die. Although the light aerial is really good for just like trying to poke them in neutral. And Thanatos pretty much makes everyone else have a lower life bar, right? Because once they're at 100%, pretty much everything you do kills them, or at least launches them back far enough to where you're like in an extremely advantageous state. And your ult heals you, although which isn't that great because if you're hitting your R in 1v1, you're probably dead. I don't know why I'm calling it an R, it's your ult. I know people actually use keyboard and mouse for this game, so R is your like second ability, right? I use a controller because I'm a weirdo. Thor, I think Thor's kind of dog shit too. Hold on, let me drink water. Thor hits like a truck. He's probably, honestly, the heaviest hitter in here? Maybe? I don't even know. Because I don't see him that much. He's fun. His hammer throw's good. But in 1v1 especially, in 2v2, he's probably a lot better. His spinning thing, his second ability where he spins, you can't combo that. So like someone has their dodge or anything, you hit him 3 times with the spin and then go for the big hit, they can light attack you, they can dodge out of it. It's like, what are you doing? What are you supposed to do versus that, man? You basically have a dead ability. Like there's very niche scenarios where you're actually using that thing. You sure as hell ain't using that thing in neutral. Oh my god, versus a good player, you're out of your mind. Hammer throw's really good for edge guarding though. His aerials, like his heavy aerial, you can't throw that out in neutral whatsoever because it's extremely slow and telegraphed. It hits hard, but good luck with that. His light aerial's okay. His ult is meh because the wall that comes out is like whatever. It's just basically you use it as a standard projectile. Oh, if it hits him really hard. But like there's just so much better ults that cover bigger areas that do the same exact thing. It's just like there's no reason to pick Thor. There's just no reason. Ymir, sorry. I think Ymir's honestly better than Izanami. I know that might come as a shock to some people, but a good Ymir could contend with the S tiers. In fact, I think he's a really solid pick versus Amaterasu. Why is that? Well, his freeze is crazy, and she has some decently telegraphed moves. If you get frozen off stage, you're dead, just like if you're stunned off stage. And it's like, honestly, I do that a lot to people. I don't know if that should be happening, but you gotta respect the freeze, because the super armor's crazy. The wall can actually be used to just manipulate people a lot. I'm just talking on my ass again. You can block projectiles with it. You can make it harder for the person to recover and just put you in a more advantageous state. Your light aerial's crazy for getting people off stage. It's good for mobility too. Ymir's probably one of the best characters to just run away with and just slowly whittle down somebody. His buttons are good. His light attack's like decent. Comes out pretty decent, like decently fast and beats some things. His heavy, like his neutral heavy, not the charged heavy, that thing comes out at basically as fast as his light. It's actually crazy. And then you're slowed, and now he's in a very advantageous state. I keep saying that word. Recovery solid. It's also like the little icicle surfboard thing. You can get some pretty cheesy kills with that thing. He has a spike with his off-stage heavy aerial, which is always nice to have on a character like this that's constantly knocking you off stage. His charged heavy covers half the damn map, so you're probably catching some people off guard with that a lot. His ult kind of sucks though. His ult's definitely ass in 1v1. It comes out way too late, and you're probably gonna miss it versus a competent human being. If you hit somebody with it though, you might still kill yourself because some of the maps just kind of drop you off. It's great. I think, yeah, Ymir has a pretty decent matchup versus a lot of the higher tier characters, so I'm putting him there. And that's the tier list. I hope I did better this time. If not, I'm sorry. I am a top 200 player, although I might not be anymore because it changes every single day. But I have been. I have a screenshot. I was 192 at one point and probably higher. I just don't check sometimes. Because that was me checking after like 3 days of not playing 1v1. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Check out my other videos because I play the game every single day on my channel and upload a gameplay video every single day. Okay. Goodbye. Stay tuned for the 2v2 tier list because that game mode is a lot better than ones. Let me tell you.